The truth about money programming. You are not broke because you don't work hard. Let that sink in for a moment. You are not broke because you are lazy. You are not broke because you are unlucky. And you are definitely not broke because you are incapable. You are broke because of the money story that has been silently running in your mind for years. A story you did not consciously write. A story you inherited. A story you absorbed from your environment, your family, your culture, and your past experiences. Think about it carefully. You wake up early. You try to be responsible. You try to save money when you can. You try to do the right things. Yet somehow, you feel stuck. Like no matter how much effort you put in, your financial situation doesn't truly transform. That feeling is not random. It comes from internal programming. Because income is not just created by effort. Income is created by identity. And identity is built from beliefs. Beliefs about what money is. Beliefs about what you deserve. Beliefs about what is possible for you. Today, during this deep session, you are going to start reprogramming those beliefs. This is not just motivation. This is mental conditioning. You will slowly begin to think differently about money. You will begin to question old assumptions. You will begin to see opportunities you once ignored. And most importantly, you will begin to become the kind of person who naturally aligns with wealth. Not fake wealth, not loud, flashy, temporary wealth, but calm, stable, disciplined, financial freedom. Stay with me until the end of this journey, because one mindset shift you will hear today separates people who stay financially stuck for life from people who quietly build unstoppable wealth over time. Take a deep breath. Relax your mind. You are not just listening to a video. You are upgrading your internal financial operating system. Section 1. How your childhood shaped your money beliefs. Long before you ever earned your first dollar, you were already forming beliefs about money. You watched how adults around you reacted when bills arrived. You listened to the tone of their voice when they spoke about expenses. You noticed the stress, the arguments, the tension, or sometimes the calm confidence. And even if no one directly taught you about money, you were still learning. Because children don't just listen to words, they absorb emotions, reactions, and patterns. Maybe you heard phrases like, "We can't afford that." "Money doesn't grow on trees." "Rich people are greedy." "We have to struggle to survive." "People like us never become wealthy." These sentences may have seemed harmless at the time, but repeated over years, they become internal truths, not logical truths, emotional truths. And emotional beliefs are powerful because they silently guide your decisions without you realizing it. They influence how much you think you deserve to earn, what risks you're willing to take, how confident you feel negotiating income, whether you invest or avoid financial growth, whether you see opportunities or only obstacles. This is why two people can earn the same salary, yet one builds wealth and the other stays financially stressed. It's not just about knowledge, it's about mindset alignment. If deep down you believe money is hard to keep, then subconsciously, you will make decisions that confirm that belief. If you believe, "I am not good with money," then you will avoid learning financial skills, reinforcing the same outcome. Your mind always tries to stay consistent with your identity, even if that identity keeps you financially stuck. So pause for a moment now. Ask yourself honestly, what did I learn about money growing up? Did I see money as a source of stress, or as a tool for freedom? Did I hear people speak about opportunity or about limitation? Awareness is the first step to reprogramming, because you cannot change a belief you refuse to examine. Here's something most people never realize. Even if I gave someone $1 million today, their mindset would determine whether they multiply it or lose it. This has happened countless times in real life. Lottery winners who go broke, athletes who earn millions, then lose everything, and entrepreneurs who start with nothing and build empires. The difference is not luck. The difference is internal financial identity. Money flows toward the mindset that knows how to keep and grow it, and that mindset is trainable. Section 2. Identity versus income. Your income can only expand to the level of your financial identity. If you see yourself as someone who struggles with money, you will unconsciously sabotage financial opportunities. You might procrastinate on learning investing. You might hesitate to ask for a raise. You might avoid starting a business idea. You might overspend because you feel money is temporary anyway. All of these behaviors are not random. They are identity-consistent actions. Because the mind always protects the identity it knows, even if that identity is limiting. But the moment your identity shifts, your behavior begins to shift naturally. Instead of saying, "I hope I become wealthy someday," you begin saying, "I am becoming the kind of person who builds wealth." That subtle change removes desperation and replaces it with direction. You stop chasing quick money. You start building long-term systems. You stop reacting emotionally to financial stress. You start responding strategically. You stop seeing money as luck. You start seeing it as a predictable outcome of aligned thinking and action. And over time, this identity transformation changes everything. Your habits, your priorities, your daily decisions, your confidence with money, your long-term financial trajectory. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your identity. So, if you truly want financial freedom, the real work is not outside. The real work is internal. Because once your identity evolves, your income will eventually follow. Section 3. The scarcity mindset trap. There is an invisible force that quietly controls most people's financial lives. It is not their job. It is not their education. It is not even their income. It is their scarcity mindset. Scarcity mindset is not just about having less money. It is about constantly feeling like there will never be enough. Enough income, enough opportunities, enough time, enough luck, enough chances to succeed. And when you live in that mental state, every financial decision becomes reactive instead of intentional. You begin to think things like, "I can't afford that. This opportunity is probably not for me. People like me don't become wealthy. I'm already too late to change my financial life." These thoughts feel logical in the moment, but they are not logical. They are conditioned responses. They are echoes of years of exposure to limitation-focused thinking. Scarcity mindset trains your brain to close doors before even testing whether they were locked. It makes you underestimate your potential. It makes you overestimate risks. It makes you hesitate when action is required. And the most dangerous part is this: scarcity mindset feels safe because it protects you from disappointment. If you expect less, you never feel shocked by lack of progress. But that safety comes at a hidden cost. It costs you opportunities you never pursue. It costs you skills you never develop. It costs you confidence you never build. And over years, that quiet hesitation becomes your financial reality. Pause for a moment. Think about one opportunity you once ignored, not because you truly couldn't do it, but because you doubted yourself. That is how scarcity silently shapes a life. But here's the powerful truth most people miss. Scarcity is not your reality. It is your perception of reality. And perception can be changed. Section 4. Shifting from scarcity to abundance. Abundance mindset does not mean pretending money grows on trees. It means understanding that opportunities grow when your skills, awareness, and confidence expand. An abundant thinker does not say, "I can't afford this." Instead, they ask, "How can I increase my value so this becomes affordable?" Notice the difference. One statement closes the mind, the other opens it. One reinforces limitation, the other invites growth. This single shift transforms how your brain approaches challenges. Instead of feeling stuck, you feel curious. Instead of feeling defeated, you feel strategic. Instead of feeling powerless, you feel responsible for creating solutions. And responsibility is powerful. Because when you accept responsibility, you stop waiting for rescue. You start building capability. Imagine two people facing the same financial difficulty. The first person says, "This always happens to me. I'm just unlucky." The second person says, "What skill do I need to develop so this problem doesn't repeat?" Over 5 years, their lives will look completely different. Not because of luck, but because of mindset-driven decisions. Abundance mindset does not ignore reality. It expands possibility within reality. It says, "I may not have the resources today, but I can build them. I may not know the path yet, but I can learn it. I may not be where I want financially, but I am not stuck forever." This mindset removes hopelessness. And hopelessness is the biggest barrier to financial progress. Because once someone believes improvement is impossible, they stop trying. And when effort stops, growth stops. Let's do something simple, but extremely powerful. From today onward, whenever you catch yourself thinking, "I can't afford this," pause, take a breath, and replace that thought with, "How can I create the income or value that makes this easy?" Do not rush the answer. Just sit with the question. Because this question activates your brain's problem-solving system. Instead of shutting down, your mind starts scanning for possibilities, new skills, new ideas, new connections, new strategies. You move from victim thinking to creator thinking. And creators always earn more than reactors. Section 5. The emotional side of money. Most financial problems are not mathematical problems. They are emotional problems. People overspend when they feel stressed. They avoid budgeting when they feel overwhelmed. They delay investing because they fear making mistakes. Money decisions are rarely purely logical. They are emotional responses disguised as rational choices. If you do not learn to manage emotions, you will always struggle to manage money. Because every financial decision passes through your emotional state first. When you feel insecure, you may seek comfort through spending. When you feel doubtful, you may avoid opportunities. When you feel impatient, you may chase quick money instead of long-term wealth. So mastering money requires mastering emotional awareness. The calmest mind usually makes the strongest financial decisions. And emotional discipline is a skill, not a personality trait. It can be learned. It can be strengthened. It can be trained with repetition and self-awareness. And once emotional reactions stop controlling your financial choices, you finally begin acting with long-term wisdom instead of short-term impulse. Section 6. Habits of financially free thinkers. Wealth is not built in one decision. It is built in daily habits that most people consider small or even boring. Financially successful individuals rarely rely on motivation. They rely on structure. They understand something most people ignore. Discipline creates freedom. At first, that sounds contradictory. But look closer. When you discipline your spending, you gain freedom from debt. When you discipline your learning, you gain freedom from low income. When you discipline your emotions, you gain freedom from impulsive financial mistakes. The wealthy do not wait to feel ready. They act according to systems they trust. They automate savings. They invest consistently. They track numbers regularly. They review progress calmly, not emotionally. These actions are not glamorous. They will not go viral. They will not impress strangers online. But they quietly build powerful financial foundations over time. Most people search for one big breakthrough. But wealth is usually the result of hundreds of small disciplined choices. The decision to save instead of impulse spend. The decision to learn instead of scroll endlessly. The decision to invest instead of delay until later. And later often becomes never. Financially free thinkers respect the power of delayed gratification. They are willing to sacrifice small comforts today for massive freedom tomorrow, because they understand that short-term pleasure can cost long-term stability, and long-term stability creates real peace of mind. Imagine waking up without financial anxiety. Imagine making decisions based on goals, not on fear. That reality is not reserved for a lucky few. It is built step by step by those who commit to disciplined habits consistently. Section 7. Long-term thinking versus short-term impulse. Most financial struggles are not caused by lack of intelligence. They are caused by short-term thinking. The mind naturally prefers immediate rewards. Buying something new feels good instantly. Saving and investing feels boring in the moment. But here is the hidden truth. Every impulsive decision is a trade. You trade future stability for present comfort. You trade future confidence for present emotional relief. And the more often you repeat that trade, the more difficult your financial future becomes. Long-term thinkers ask a simple question before spending or making decisions. Will this choice move me closer to the life I want, or further away? That single question creates awareness, and awareness reduces regret. Because when your future self becomes part of your decision-making process, you begin acting with wisdom instead of impulse. Picture your life 5 years from now, not in fantasy, but in realistic progress. What daily financial habits would that future version of you follow? Would they track their spending? Would they invest consistently? Would they learn new income-generating skills? Most likely, yes. And that means the path to that future is not mysterious. It is simply built through repeated alignment between your current actions and your future goals. Section 8. Subconscious money reprogramming. Now we enter the most powerful phase of transformation. Because information alone does not change behavior, repetition does. Your subconscious mind accepts what it hears repeatedly with emotional focus. So now, we begin conscious reprogramming. Slowly repeat these statements in your mind as you listen. I am learning to manage money wisely. I am becoming disciplined with my financial decisions. I respect money, and money respects my responsibility. I create value, and value attracts income. I am capable of building long-term wealth. I release fear-based money beliefs. I replace scarcity thinking with growth thinking. I make calm and intelligent financial choices. I am patient with my progress. I trust consistent effort more than quick results. Let each statement settle gently. There is no need to force belief instantly. Beliefs grow through repetition and experience. And every time you think in alignment with wealth-building habits, your subconscious slowly accepts this new identity as normal. Section 9. Future Self-Visualization. Close your eyes for a moment if you can. Imagine the future version of yourself who has achieved financial stability. Notice how they carry themselves. Calm, grounded, confident. They are not constantly worried about bills. They are not reacting emotionally to every expense. They make decisions slowly and strategically. They understand the flow of money. They respect it. They direct it with purpose. Visualize their daily routine. They review finances without fear. They invest consistently without hesitation. They focus on growth instead of comparison. This future self is not a different person. It is simply you. With upgraded habits and beliefs practiced consistently over time. And every aligned decision you make today brings you one step closer to that version of yourself. Final transformation. You are not behind in life. You are not incapable of wealth. You are not permanently stuck in your current financial situation. You are simply operating with outdated money programming. And today, that programming has started to change. From this moment forward, you think more consciously about money. You act more intentionally. You respond more calmly. You choose long-term growth over short-term comfort. Remember this clearly. Money itself does not create freedom. Mindset creates the behaviors. Behaviors create the systems. Systems create the results. And results create lasting financial freedom. Your journey will not change overnight, but it will change steadily. Decision by decision. Habit by habit. Thought by thought. And one day, you will look back and realize that the moment you changed your mindset was the moment your financial life truly began to transform. Stay consistent, stay disciplined, stay focused on growth, because you do not become wealthy by chasing money endlessly. You become wealthy by becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts, manages, and multiplies money with calm confidence. Your transformation has already started. Now continue building it, one aligned decision at a time. If you enjoy watching the video, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.